You aren't close enough, babe. Scoot over this way. There you go. That's better.
Well, let's just go with Nana's point of view first.
Oh no,
Just
we're in trouble.
how you guys met.
How did we meet? Well, I have to do a little backup
Okay.
to how we met.
Right.
I've been divorced about 5.5 years. He'd been divorced about 6. And I dated a couple guys, you know, in that 5.5 years, and they were all duds. And I just decided I didn't want to date anymore. Well, I had a girlfriend who, her and her boyfriend decided I needed to get out. So they talked me into going to this dance. And I thought it was a dance sponsored by this church group that we went to sometimes for divorced people or whatever. People without a partner, lost a partner. She comes over and I go with them 2 times, and I decided that this dance was like, it's just a meat market. Not going anymore. I'm done with dating, period. So anyway, her and her boyfriend comes over on a Saturday night and says, you really need to get out. We're not leaving here until you go with us. So I went with him. I told him, I said, okay, I'll go. This is the last time though. And I never gave my phone number out to anybody because it was just, like I said, a meat market. Well, we go and we're sitting there and I see him walk in, and I hadn't seen him before. Across the room, I mean way across the room.
Wait a minute. You see who walk in?
You.
All right, let's clarify it.
Mr.
Good.
Dale.
Okay.
So anyway, I didn't think too much about it, but I kind of eyed him. And so then I call him Barrel Boy. He was a jerk. He comes up and asks me to dance. And I told him no. And he goes into this long spiel. Well, you're supposed to be here to dance, and if I come up after, you're supposed to dance with me. I said, well, you didn't pay my way in here, so I don't guess I have to dance with you. Well, he seen me talking to this jerk face and saw me turning him down. And he was afraid to come ask me to dance, but he came and asked me anyway. And the reason I was sitting out a few dances is because my feet hurt. Because I had bunions at the time. So I told him when he came and asked me, I said, I'll tell you what, when they play the next slow song, you come ask me and I'll say that dance for you. So he did. Well, you know, we're dancing and it's just like we just fit together perfect. And so I'm looking in his eyes and I'm like, oh no, here I go again. It's like, oh. So anyway, we had a few dances and I sat back down at the table and this guy, the boyfriend to my girlfriend, we were talking about men in general at this dance, and I said, well, I just feel like it's a meat market. Most of them are here just for, you know, one thing. And he said, yeah, you're right. He said, the only true gentleman in this room is that guy you just danced with, which was Mr. Dale.
That was me. That was me, Drew. Yeah.
So anyway, that was a good endorsement. Coming from this guy, he included himself in the jerky part. He said he was the only true gentleman. So anyway, he had asked me for my phone number, and I had already told him I don't give my phone number out because at the time, you know, didn't have the endorsement, you know. So anyway, I got ready to leave because I worked night shift, and so I had to leave early, and so he said he would walk me out to my car. So I said, okay, that'd be great. Well, when I got to the car, I said, well, I changed my mind. I will give you my phone number if you still want it. And he said, yeah, he did. So he said he'd call me back. So we met at this dance called Spot. Single People of Today. I think that was the name of it. And it was at the Marriott Hotel in South Bend, Indiana. And that's 1984. We met on March 18th. And 5 months later, on August the 18th, we got married. So it was a pretty quick romance. But a month after we met, we went, we met in March? No, 2 months. We went in May, we went mushroom hunting with our kids up the road here somewhere. My son goes up to him and says, Dale, wouldn't it be great if you found a mushroom and it had a ring in it? You could give it to my mom. And of course I'm dying because it's like, where did you come up with that idea? You know, I was so embarrassed I wanted to just fall into a hole. And then it was when when we first met, then we were going to date, and after he called me, well, that night, because I worked midnights, like I said, when I went to work, I worked with a gal named Carolyn Culp, and she was from Bremen. So I asked her, I said, hey, do you know a guy named Dale Bollenbacher. She says, yeah. She says, I grew up with that whole family. He used to go over there and play with his sister Carolyn and just the nicest family. And I thought, no, that's good. So then the next morning, I called my girlfriend, whose husband works in construction, and all these construction guys all know each other. So I asked her, I said, ask Mark if he knows Dale Bollenbacher. And sure enough, he knew him and just raved about him and how great he was with kids.
A lot of good thumbs up, Drew. Oh yeah, that's a good boy.
So I had 3 endorsements in 24 hours. And so when he called me that night, we talked for 4 hours. We knew all these people in common. And it was just like we'd known each other for a long time. Pretty nice. But in the meantime, before this, see, I had prayed and I asked God, I said, okay, because I decided I wasn't dating anymore. So I told God, I said, okay, if you really want me to have somebody, you need to send somebody to me that likes cats, likes kids, doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, and cuss. And we'll go to church. So when we were talking and all this, here I find out he owned a cat. So that was good.
Good thing I had a cat.
And he didn't drink. That was good. He didn't smoke. That was good. And then he didn't cuss. That was good. And he liked kids. And that was one of the things he said. He said, I don't date on the weekends because I have my kids on the weekends and I do stuff with them. And I said, well, then why don't we just take our kids and go and do stuff then as one big group. So that's what we did.
Roller skated. Went roller skating.
So our first time was we went to USA there on Main Street and went roller skating. And my son, as we're waiting in the car for him to show up with his kids, my son says, Mom, are you going to marry this guy? Now, my son hadn't even met him yet. And then, a month later, we go mushroom hunting and he's like, well, Dale, you could give my mom a ring. I don't know how my son seemed to know that he was the one before I even met him. It was weird. But Danny really took to him. All the kids did. Amy did too. So we had, by most of the day, we got married in a state park down at Mitchell, Indiana, Spring Mill State Park.
And nobody knew we was getting married. We was going to surprise everybody.
Yes, they did. No, back it up.
Very few people knew we was getting married.
Mel and Mark knew because they went. Carolyn knew.
Yeah.
Our family knew because we had to tell them we couldn't leave the kids stranded. So we had to let people know. We told your mom and dad, my mom. And so people did know, but it wasn't a widely thing. But in the meantime, my sister-in-law in Florida, her folks lived up here in Wyatt on the farm. And so she was on her way up, so she stopped in Spring Mill and took pictures for us. So if you look at our wedding album, those pictures were all taken by her. And so as soon as we got home, and in the meantime, I'd already had printed up a little invitation, not an invitation, but an announcement card that said we had been joined in marriage and where we got married. And so right away we went and got pictures developed really fast of just he and I in our wedding outfits. And I put that in that card and we mailed those right away to people. So they knew right away then
Within
a
3
week.
days or
Within a
less
week.
than a week, everybody
Within
had
a
a
week,
card.
They knew we
that
had
we
got married.
Yeah.
And then his sister had a little reception for us about a couple weeks later at her home for us. Because we weren't going to do anything because
Didn't have no money.
Didn't have any money.
Had like $300 or $200 when we got married. Very little.
Well, we had 4 kids, and so
Yeah.
it was paycheck to
So
paycheck.
we come back, and I went to work that Monday.
Well, where did we come back? Where did we go when we came
We
back?
went to-
Remember?
When we come back, we went to your house.
No, we stopped there in Indianapolis and went to the state fair
Oh, State Fair. Went to State Fair on the way back.
with Mel and Mark because
Mhm.
they drove down with us. We all drove down together. So. that's
So
how
it
we
was a
met.
good weekend.
So
And,
what's your version of how we met?
well, we went to, I went down to the dance, and I seen you in there, but I didn't see you dance with anybody. But I went up to ask you to dance. And of course, when I grabbed a hold of her and danced with her, it was all over. Yeah, she really liked me. And we danced to one slow song. I didn't dance any fast songs.
We danced a bunch of slow songs.
And the first song I danced to was
Feels so right. Oh, what?
Anne
Yeah.
Murray at Save This Last Dance
For Me.
Save the Last Dance for Me. So I danced that, and then when I got over, I didn't let her walk off the dance floor. I said, let's see if the next one's a slow one. If it is, let's dance another one. So it was a slow song, so we danced 2 songs before we
They
left
played
the
quite a few
dance.
slow ones in.
Before we left the dance floor. And then I think, if I remember, I went and set the table with you the rest of the evening, if I remember.
Yeah.
And
Well, you knew.
and the one guy that
Berger.
Don Berger, he was a neighbor not too far over here, and so he knew me. That he gave me a good plus, which I didn't need one because I was good anyway. But anyways,
Yeah, but see, I didn't know that.
you didn't know that, and
So
but,
it helped to have an endorsement.
oh, it definitely helped. Yeah, or I might not get your phone number,
You wouldn't have got my phone number.
and so it was all meant to be because it just seemed like everything that we did.
Well, and the other song that we danced to was "It's So Right."
Feels So Right by the
Feels So Right.
Alabamas. But that was a very good song too. We danced real good songs, and she's a good dancer, and I'm not a perfect dancer, but I dance.
No, we danced
pretty
well
good.
together.
We danced real good together.
I don't know if I
Right.
could dance with anybody else, and I don't think I ever danced with anybody there like I danced with you.
Yeah.
It's like the song says. We just fit together
Feels
and
so right.
danced,
The song feels so right. It just we
connected
connected real good.
So you guys
And-
got married 5 months after you guys met.
to the day.
How did your
Yeah.
March 18th.
How did
And
your family feel about that?
Oh, they liked it as far as I know.
Right.
I never heard no negative.
Yeah.
They thought, oh, look how pretty and beautiful she is.
well, I think
And-
our parents were a little surprised.
Oh, I don't think my parents were that much.
I think they were all surprised it was that fast.
Well, probably,
I think they probably
yeah.
saw it coming, but I think they were
Yeah.
a little surprised it was that quick.
So how many years you guys been together?
32.
32
So
years
what's-
and 22
Grandpa, I want to know
days.
what the key is to that. What's the key?
22 days, is it? 32 and 22 days or something like that.
What's the key to staying together?
Keys-
Perseverance.
I don't even know what that word means, but
Trust me, it's perseverance. Even in the bad times, you just keep plugging along.
I guess I guess when I guess as us, everybody can speak for themselves. You know, marriage is not a smooth train ride. It has its roller coaster rides like everybody else's. But I think we have done very good, and
Well, we're still here.
we're still here, and I still open a car door for her after 32
And he can
years.
still make me laugh.
I still make her laugh, and
I like to laugh.
I take and respect her, and I don't cut her down or talk negative of whatsoever to her or anybody else about her. It's usually always a plus. I think that's important.
Right.
And even on every 18th of every month, I remind her, guess what today is? And
He
I've done
does.
that for 32 years
He
now.
has.
32 years, and I haven't missed.
Either a little
it's
note,
like, note
or we have a bottle of
something.
our non-alcoholic wine,
Or we might, on
or
once-
McDonald's fish
might go to
sandwich.
McDonald's for a fish sandwich. You know, it don't have to be a big steak dinner, but it can be just a reminder,
Yeah.
and that's important too. And you won't find too many people that do
I
that.
know.
So it's kind of a neat thing, I think.
So Nana, what was the defining moment when you knew he was the one?
When I was dancing with him, I looked into my eyes and I was like, oh boy, here we
So love
go.
at first sight is real. Love at first sight's real.
Oh yeah.
You agree with that?
Oh yeah, yeah,
It was like,
Yeah.
oh boy, here I go.
yeah.
I'm a goner.
And when you're out there, especially with us, with kids and at the age we was, I was 36 or thereabouts, and you was 30, lower
No,
30.
you were about 38, 39.
So, anyways, at that point there, you're out there, and if you're trying to find a mate, it's very difficult. because it's just the chemistry and everything. It just
You were 38 when we met and 39 when we got married.
so. And she was. I mean, we just clicked together.
I was young.
Yeah, you was young. I robbed the cradle. So, and you know, over the years, it's just we've
We've had a lot of fun.
had a lot of fun.
I mean, we've had some bad times, but we've had a lot of fun too.
Yeah. And-
Well, when we first got together, we went roller skating. We'd go up. He had a yellow Jeep. Oh gosh, we loved that old yellow Jeep.
Yeah.
I called it Lurch because if he let me drive it, it was a
it was
stick.
clutch.
It was a little difficult sometimes.
Little yellow Jeep, real nice one.
And he had a little box seat he put in the middle so I could sit in the middle.
Yeah.
So we'd pile all the kids in, and away we'd go up to the beach or the lake. And
And even today, after 32 years, not in her truck because it's bucket seats, but if she gets in my truck there, she sits right beside me in the middle. And you know, when we pass people, it's like, look at those old people sitting there so close. It's sickening. Don't it look sickening to see them two people?
a month after we met, on April the 18th, his boss had given him a gift certificate to the carriage house. And so another couple went with us that he works with. And on the way back, we decided, and he had bought me a gardenia because I love gardenias. That's my very, very, very favorite flower. And so I had it in my hair. I wore it in my hair. And so when we left the carriage house, we're going down, what was that, Cleveland? Cleveland Road.
Yeah, by the airport.
And we suddenly decided we wanted a picture of us together. So we pull off the side of the road, and so of course Bro, he pulls off behind us because he thinks we're having a car problem or something. So he gets
Take
out
our
of the car,
picture.
he tells
Take our
us, "Here,
picture."
take the camera, why don't you take our picture?" So we're standing in the back of his car, and Bro standing
In
in
the
front of
middle of
his
night.
car,
Yeah.
in the dark, alongside the highway, and he's taking our picture. And it's that picture that's out there on the
It's on the
buffet
buffet
there.
there, that one.
That
that's-
one of us.
See it there? Her and I there?
So
You probably won't recognize when I was young.
before and after.
Yeah, I look the same anyway. The years have gotten by fast.
Yeah.
It seems like. Well, I don't know real fast, but they've gotten by.
That has went fast.
You know, I've aged, hair's gotten thin and gray, and I don't have the get up and go like I used to have back then. But
And I had a perm.
I
My hair is naturally straight.
still keep up with the young blood pretty good yet. But and even Drew, when I was in construction, I would take and lay brick, and on the wall I'd put Dale plus Diana all over the walls. If you go down to Purdue,
Like a little teenager with
yeah, if you go down Peru, down there in Peru, there's apartments we did down there. I got them all over the wall down there. Dale loves Diana, Diana loves Dale. And another guy, a bricklayer I know, he would erase my name, put a mark across it, and put his name on it.
Who's that, Scotty?
Charlie, his son.
Oh, Charlie is on.
We did a lot of things like that. It just, and then at work I kept telling the guys, I says, guess what today is? Oh no, don't tell us again. It's the 18th, right? Yeah, today's the 18th. Everybody knows they all got a kick out of it.
Well, when we first met too, see, I work nights and he worked days, so it kind of screwed us up in seeing each other, except when my days off. So he would call me at night, and we would talk to 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Well, guess who had to get up and go to work
Yeah,
at 4
me.
o'clock in the morning because he's working down at Peru. So they were carpooled together, so he would ride in the back of the truck sleeping. The guys razzed him on that
Yeah.
one because it's like, but
What's your biggest pet peeve with Grandpa?
Don't think there is any.
well,
What bothers you that he does every time?
every time, probably, if I'm talking to him, he'll get up and walk out of the room.
That's if he hears you.
That's if he hears.
That's if he hears me.
Yeah.
What about with her?
Oh, I don't know if there's any I suppose if I think about it, I could probably find some, but I'm not a person that thinks of a lot of
He don't think negative.
negative. I don't.
I do enough for both of us.
Yeah, she does enough for both of us, so I think more positive, and I suppose there is some, but right off the hand, because I'm not, I don't dwell on that.
So tell one of the stories where you flipped a coin. What was your favorite one?
Oh,
Oh.
flipped the coin. We sat at a restaurant in the morning and flipped the coin, and we,
Well, this is for a weekend away.
yeah.
We didn't know where we were going, so we went out to eat breakfast, and then we flipped a coin, and then decided which way to go.
And that's good because you gotta create your mind a little bit. It's on the spur of the moment, and that's good for a person to do something like that. Whether
It
it's
can also be bad.
going to the Sears Tower in Chicago or going over to maybe Airport Museum in Ohio or somewhere. See, there's always a place you can go. You know. And we've done that, not a lot, but several times.
I prefer to plan.
And I on our anniversary, on the year of our anniversary, August the 18th, a lot of them, a percentage of them, I plan them. She never knows where she's going.
That's awesome.
Well,
Yeah,
she
we've
don't know
even
if she's
flown.
flying
Yeah.
or driving or what. If she's flying, I'll say, we're going to be flying. Or we might get somewhere where she has no idea until she gets to the building where she sees the name on the building.
Wow.
I've done that quite a bit, and sometimes I run out of ideas, or I think, well, you help me this year. Where would be a good place to go? But most of the time, I have planned it.
What was your favorite one, Noah?
Oh, wow. There's a lot of favorite ones. I guess I really like up at Mackinac Allen. We went up there. I like that. So pretty up
Ran the
there.
horse and carriage, and I drove the
just
horse and carriage around. And
Oh, I like the Biltmore Castle too. And
yeah,
that
we
was
went to
pretty.
Florida.
Well, I like that one too.
That was good. Sanibel Island, we went there. That was good. There's a lot of them up Detroit.
Lover's Key was better though.
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing that Nana cooks?
Favorite thing? Oh my, a dessert. Any dessert of any kind.
They are
Yeah.
good. They're good.
And probably fish
Yeah.
out of the pond.
For real.
That is very good. And normally there's a few things that maybe the dog wouldn't eat, but that's Max. Neighbor's Max. He might not, but most of the time.
I do have a few duds.
Most of the time, 99% of the time, she's a very good cook. And but I'm the guinea pig when it comes to her cooking.
Or what's your favorite thing that he cooks?
Well, those potato onion thing he cooks in the morning, I like that pretty
Yeah,
good.
that was good. Yeah.
What's your favorite thing that he's built?
Oh, everything. I love my laundry cart.
Laundry cart. I'll say I built a laundry cart out of the wheels that Drew had on a lawnmower. I took that lawnmower and made a laundry cart, real nice one.
I love my laundry cart. I keep telling him all the time. I said, that's probably about my favorite thing you've made me. But he's made a lot of good things.
Made the airplane. She likes
Well, like that
that.
little thing that holds the phone books. That's a nice thing. He's made rocking chairs. He's made for the little kids. He's made toy boxes.
And even Drew with
Shelves.
you and Derek and all the kids that you know, I make everybody's Christmas present out of wood or similar every year.
The airplane's another one because I do like driving the airplane.
Airplane is cool.
The airplane's cool.
So I feel making stuff like that, I feel blessed that I've got the capability and talent to do stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Because I see a lot of people who don't. And this is, you, since you've been around me, you've picked up on similar to the same thing that I'm showing you. And it's important to you, and it's just as important to me to pass it on to you.
So whenever you guys talked about like your future together, what did you guys envision? Was it what you guys have now?
Well, I always wanted a old farmhouse to remodel, and so
You got it.
we got it.
She wanted to marry a farmer.
I did.
I
Always
said
wanted
she
to
wanted
marry
to
a
marry a
farmer.
farmer.
I married a
And,
farmer's son.
But it just,
Instead.
and then when we lived there, of course, we lived over there, and my mom and dad was living here, and I didn't think about, well, when they die, we'll probably get a chance to buy this place. But, you know, I didn't have money then. It was all I could do to pay groceries and pay rent. I didn't have $100,000 in the bank or anything.
Right.
as the clock turned, when my mom and dad died, then we let the house sit for a year to decide, and then when all the furniture and everything, it was divided, not sold, but divided up with the 7 of us kids. And then that's when, of course, we was thinking, well, whoever buys this is going to buy 100 acres and the buildings, and that's $300,000. Nobody had $300,000. So my younger brother Larry, he says, I'll tell you what, why don't you buy the house and the 10 acres on this side of the bypass, and I'll buy the balance of the land on the other side, and we'll keep it in the family. So the more we thought about it, we talked about it, and the more we thought about it, said, well, that's a possibility. I can maybe swing buying this right here. So we did. We bought this, and then we took a year later and kind of tuned the house up and remodeled and did what we did, and we still made it look original as possible. We wanted to look like a country farmhouse, which I think we did very good. And then we wanted to look nice, because we just are people who like nice things.
Yeah.
And we are proud of it. And it's a home place. That makes a difference too. If it's your home place where you grew up, you have a lot of sentimental things you think of all the time, and that's important too. So it's just amazing how it all worked out. It's just, you wouldn't think it would, but it did. It just was meant to be.
So this video is going to be shared for like generations.
I hope so.
You know, Thanksgiving, 46 years down the road, I might pull you guys up. What's a message that you'd like to give to the people that aren't even a thought
it's
yet?
going to be amazing.
Aren't even a thought
It's
yet.
going to be amazing. The technology from today.
What do you think it'll be?
It's just hard to tell. Technology will be advanced, unbelievable. I'm not sure if you'll fly in an airplane or step in a phone booth and be beamed across the country. I don't know. It's just hard to tell. But I think technology will continue to advance, unbelievable.
So what's your message to your great grandkids?
I guess make the right choices and have common sense, and that'll get you further than anything. And it's always nice to get educated and be very smart, but have common sense and make the right choices is probably the most important thing.
If you don't have any common sense, sometimes it's not so good. But it is good to get your education. And I think follow your heart, your gut, listen to your gut instincts. I think that's very important. If you don't listen to them, sometimes you regret. So I'm glad I listened to my gut on you.
And for you, Drew, this summer has been very good.
It has.
It's been a very good, in me and my soul, my heart, it's been a very good,
Absolutely.
filling place that will always be
Bonded
there.
a lot.
It's bonded for life. It's
Absolutely.
it's just important. So, and I'm kind of a person that would help. I would help anybody. Don't have to be relation or anybody. If somebody needs a hand or help, I'm not afraid to help them. And I do a lot of handyman stuff. After I was a bricklayer for 40 years, and I was very good at it. And I've retired now 8 years, and I do handyman stuff, and I'm very good at it. And I get phone calls all the time, so I'm busy.
On your flip phone, where everyone's still.
Yeah, on my flip phone and my old TV everybody makes fun of. I don't have them fancy, flat TVs. I got
And
the
that
old
was a
style.
free TV.
That was a free one. We
We
won.
won it at his union Christmas party.
That's funny.
But I had just told him we're going to win that TV, and by God, they drew our name.
It did, yeah. I want to leave this planet Earth knowing that I've, I don't know,
Made a difference.
made a difference in a lot of people's lives, I guess.
Yeah.
A plus. When I was in Vietnam, I've been to Hong Kong, Singapore, and I've seen people how they live, and I've seen other parts of the States. I guess being in that position to see how other people are and stuff makes you appreciate what you have.
Absolutely.
And that's why it makes me a little more different than other people, because I've seen how other people live, and makes me a little more humble than other people. And I appreciate what I have more than other people might appreciate what they have. Makes me a better person.
Well, I want to see every state on mainland America. Wouldn't mind seeing Hawaii, but that's a lot of water. But if I can do it to Ireland and back, I'll see how that goes. If that goes well, then I'll think about Hawaii. But I would like to see every state in the union myself
Really.
and really explore it. I think that would be cool.
Can his old legs
And
keep up?
Canada. They do have portable wheelchairs. I told him I could get him a little portable wheelchair and put him in there, and I could push him around. That'd be no problem. We could even you could motorize a thing.
Yeah.
You were a mechanic. He could make himself one. And we could have a good old time. But I think it would be cool to go to every state.
Absolutely.
What is that noise?
I
Did you hear that?
It don't bother me any. Keep on going.
Oh, that's right. Like he tells me, Del, I hear this funny noise in the truck. Don't worry about it. The truck stops, call me. Okay.
Never got a phone call in 32 years.
Oh yeah, you have. You've got phone calls several times.
Dishwasher or something.
No, the dishwasher's not on. That's down in the basement.
But anyways, if something
That's down in
goes
the
wrong
basement.
with it,
Something's coming up.
yeah, we're right in the middle of this TV show here.
Well,
One time we was camping and Diana went up to the gas station and get gas in her car,
oh,
and she put diesel gas in the
no,
car.
I did not.
Her
I
friend
did not. put
Somebody
it-
did. Anyways, that car wouldn't even start and run
That
to
was
get
horrible.
off of the island where it was parked. And we had to take across the street and get it worked on. And that car never did run right since then. I had to get rid of it then.
My girlfriend jumped out. She says, "Oh, I'll pump the gas for you." And I said, "Okay." And I said, "Well, pump me the one that's 87. You know, that lowest octane." She pumps it in there. I start the car up and go not even a car length, and it died.
It won't run. The gas
What is
diesel
wrong?
will
What
not
is wrong?
work
It's like,
in
what
gas.
on earth? And
It's
so,
instant.
and I wouldn't mind having a B&B someday. I'll probably have to wait till he croaks if he goes before me, but if I go before him, then I won't ever have a bed and breakfast. But if he goes before me to make ends meet, I'll have a bed and breakfast upstairs. And, because I'll have to supplement somehow, because I won't be able to live here without a supplementation of some sort. Well, I do want to go riding on the beach with a horse, but I'm supposed to do that when I go to Ireland, so I might get that one fulfilled very
Speaking of a
soon.
horse, let me throw this in the story.
Oh my gosh.
Last year, 2 years ago, whenever it was, we
This
was
in January will be 2 years.
we was in Arizona, and Diana had scheduled a horse ride for her and I and the guide. And so we went up in the mountains up there where it was real stony. And
deserty.
Anyways, I'm telling the story now. We got up in there and I got on my horse and she got on hers. And the guy got on her horse and we went across the road and Diana turned around and said to me, "Now watch me and let me show you how to ride a horse." And about 10 feet more that horse fell. And it went head over and off she went over the head of that horse.
And that is true.
Then she got back up and got on the saddle and we rode on, but
For 2 hours.
for 2 hours. And trust me, that saddle didn't fit me very good. I was sore when I got back. Oh boy, was I
know what
sore.
that's like, yeah.
Down the road, who knows when this will be played, that whoever sees it, hopefully that they'll
Enjoy it.
enjoy it for sure.
Would you recommend it?
Because I've enjoyed it, and I recommend it to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It's just.
But you haven't seen the finished product.
Oh yeah, we better probably edit this first.
We go watch it on that TV. We
Yeah.
all huddle close.
Well, I guess I should give you your 5-year extension.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
You know, if you kiss your husband or your wife, your significant other in the morning before they leave, it gives them especially men, it gives them a 5-year extension on their life.
That ought to cap the end pretty good.
Just hold me close and love me. Press your lips to mine. Feels so right. Feels so